Welcome back to Math 7 with Mr. Passon. Today we are going to go over the practice test. You'll notice that it has 15 questions. We'll be taking this in the near future. I'm going to go through each problem. I've got pencil and paper here next to me to help me write stuff out, but I am going to try to show everything on the screen for everyone else. Now, I am doing a live session during one of my classes. You won't be able to hear them if you're watching the video, but I will be relaying everything they say for the people that help me to start this problem. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We've got our first problem. If you would like to help me with this problem, go ahead and write help in the chat. Alright, so we're going to look at this one. Find the area and the circumference of the circle with diameter 6 feet. Student name to help me, and then I've got 3 other people that are definitely going to help me as well. Student name. How are we going to find the area? You can either turn on your microphone and tell me, or just type it in the chat and I will relay everything. Oh, yeah, okay. So we go ahead and find our area. So our area formula is pi times the radius, or pi r squared. So in our case, our pi is going to be 3.14 because it says use 3.14 for pi. Sometimes we're going to leave it as a pi. Now we need the radius and it gave us the diameter. So we need to multiply by 3 and by 3. Now in this problem they let us use a calculator, so I'm just going to pull up the calculator and do 3.14 times 3 times 3. And I get that my area is 28.26. And let's not forget units. Area is square feet. All right, we had a lot of other volunteers. You remember how to calculate circumference? All right, tell me how we find circumference. Pi times the diameter. I'm going to go ahead and write that formula up on the screen. And then we use our calculator. So what are we going to use for pi? And what do we use for our diameter? And I'm going to move that out of the way so we can see. 3.14 times 6 is 18. I just realized I'm saying names. I'm not supposed to say names. Darn it. Alright. I'm going to have to go back and edit out your name when I say this. I'm going to try to stop saying names and I'll just write them over in the chat. Oh, I'm so bad at this. This is why I haven't done recordings while we were going on. Do I have a new volunteer who wants to help me on this one? If so, go in the chat. Yeah, but it's safety and protection and all the adult stuff. Okay, let's go with, I'm going to write in the chat for the person to help me. So tell me what you want me to do. It is a triangle, and we want to find the area of the triangle. And so the student told me to do 23 times 7, which is definitely correct because we need to do the two that are perpendicular, and then we need to divide by 2. So we've got our 23 times our 7. That is the area of a rectangle. And then the triangle is half the rectangle, so we take our 161 divided by 2, and we get 80.5. Square centimeters. All right, so we've got 2 problems done out of 15. That's not taking too long at all. Next volunteer, go ahead, and if you would like to go ahead and I'm going to talk about the problem, and if you feel like you are ready to do it, go ahead and put your name or put help in the chat for me. A rectangular region is removed from another rectangular region to create the shaded region below. Find the area of the shaded region. Okay. I put your name in the chat. Go ahead and talk me through it, and I'm going to relay what you say so it's in the video. Okay, so you want to find the area of this white region. All right, I'm going to write that. Area of white region, and how are we going to find that? 7 times 3, which is 21. All right. Now, what's the other area that you want to find? Well, we're going to get to the shaded region, but we're going to find this big area first, right? And then we're going to get the shaded region by taking the big area minus the white region. So what is the big, so our big area is, you said it was 12 times 8. Oh, and it would help if I wrote that correctly. So then our shaded region is our big area minus our white area. So that is our 96 minus our 21. So that is what, 75? Good. 75 square meters. Continue. All right. Let me erase that so we can look at this one. Answer the questions below about the answer the questions about the solids below. It helps if I put the words. Let's just read it. Which figure shows a triangular pyramid? Figure A. So it's got a triangle for a base and it's a pyramid. Perfect. Which figure shows a triangular prism? None of them. None of them have a triangle as a base and have rectangles for sides. Which of them shows a cone? Figure B. A cone is a circle as a base and it comes up to look sort of like a pyramid, comes to a point. Excellent work. All right. Now, I would like some help from people that haven't helped yet. If you are interested at all, I would really like that. So we've got this number 5. Fill in the blank area under each figure below. We're looking for the number of faces, the number of edges, and the number of vertices. So remember, faces are the flat sections. Edges are where two faces meet. And vertices are the corners where the edges meet. All right, so do I have someone who is willing to help me on this one? Go ahead and put help in the chat if you would like to help. All right. You may go again. Tell me about it. Ooh, I disagree with you. Oh, yeah, because now remember, so in this case it's 5. We often have to remember to include the bottom, and there are some cases where we will not include the bottom when we're talking about the lateral surface area. But this one we had 1 on bottom, 1 on top, and then the 3 around the side. Good. How about the next one? Now we've got edges. And the cool thing about this one is I can mark them. 8. So she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So using the tool to mark them off to make sure you've counted them all, super handy. Last one. Four. Vertices are the corners. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent work. We are over a third of the way through the quiz, or through the test. All right, next problem. Let me clear out my work there. Make sure we can read it. For each object, identify the 2 shapes that can be combined to model the object. So it looks like it's got a cone on top and a cylinder below. This one looks like it's got this weird half cylinder and then like a rectangular prism on the bottom part. This one looks like it's made out of a cylinder on top and a sphere below. So we try to break it into 2 shapes. Now we're going to unfold the shape and try to match the shape to its net. Alright, so the question is, for this shape 1, does it match one of these solids up here? Alright. I put your name in the chat for you to help, so go ahead and tell us about it, and I will relay everything you say. So it is a square pyramid. The base is a square and the side's a triangle, so it's going to line up and all the points are going to meet right up there. Cool. How about the next one? Okay, this one would roll up into a cone. How about 3? 3 would be A. Excellent. We see that, hey, the base is a triangle, and we get the prism because there's the 3 sides that are rectangles, and then the top is a triangle. And how about 4? 4 is C. Nice work. All right. Now on this one, it says use the net to figure out, find the following side lengths for the net, and then use them to find the area. So I look at this and I say, hey, my long side here is this side B, so that's got to be 11. And because I think it's easier if I just have 11s everywhere that I'm going to need them, I'm going to put it in lots of places. Then this middle length side is my A, so that's going to be a 4. And so I'm going to put a 4, or not a 4. That wasn't, oh, I just erased all the ones. 11, and then this one is 8, and I'm going to put an 8 over here to remind me of that, and put the 11 up here. And then our last side, their short side, is 4, and that is going to be both this edge here and this edge here. So you could put a 4 in each one of these corners to help remind you that, hey, every sort of short edge here is a 4. Now, so A was my 8. B was my 11. And C and D were both my short ones, so 4 and 4. Use the net to find the surface area. So we want the area of each piece. This one is 11 by 8, so this is 88 for this one, and 88 for this one, and 44 for this one, and 44 for this one, and 32 for this one, and 32 for this one. So if we wanted to, and I think we get a calculator on this one, we could just add up those areas to get our total surface area. Now, unlike triangular prisms, in rectangular prisms, opposite sides are always the same. So we can't just like do one and then copy it for a triangular prism, but we can do that for a rectangular prism. So we've got 88 plus 44 plus, oh, it would help if I clicked in there. And then we've got 2 of each of them. So I'm going to put those all in parentheses and multiply by 2. So we get that our area is 328 square yards. Ooh, let me clear this one out. There's my toolbar. All right, so now we still have 6 sides and we can do our areas. And I'm going to think of the front plus the back plus the left plus the right plus the top plus the bottom. All right, so my front was 7 times 6, that's 42, plus the back is 42, plus the left side was 7 times 3 is 21. And that's the same as the right side, plus the top, which is the same as the bottom, which is 18 plus 18. Now this one, they don't give us the calculator, so I just have to add those up. So I've got 84 plus 42, and I'm doing this on a sheet of paper because honestly it's easier to do on paper when you're trying to add up things vertically. So I get 12, carry the 1, 12, 13, 16. I get 162. Square centimeters. All right. Ooh, now we've got a word problem. So this is going to be very similar. The container, okay, the company is going to make a storage container with sheet steel walls. The container will be shaped in a regular prism shown below. If the sheet costs $29 for each square meter, how much sheet steel cost in total? Or how much will the sheet steel cost in total? Okay. I got BOT for bottom. The bottom and the top were the same. And let me go back to that to make sure. And again, I have another name to edit out. So here, if I shade in the bottom, you can see that it was 6 by 3. 6 by 3 was 18, and that's going to be the same as this one up here. Cool? Awesome. Great. We are going to move on. Let me clear this out. So first thing we need to know is the area of all the sides. So again, I'm going to think of the front, back, top, bottom, left, right, and let's just go through and find our total area. Right? Now, I'm going to do it straight in the calculator because I'm going to use that number next. Alright, so let's go with the bottom is 8 by 7, so that's 56 plus 56 for the top. The right side is 4 times 7, so that's plus 28, plus 28. And then the front is and the back are 32, 8 by 4. So we need 232 square feet. Now each square meters. And each square meter costs $29. So we're going to have to multiply by 29, and it's going to cost $6,728. So once we find the square number of meters, we know that we're going to have to multiply by the price to get the total cost. All right? So making a large steel box is super expensive. Okay, I am going to pause the chat for a bit because now we got two people. We got people sort of off track and not paying attention to math, which is what we're supposed to be doing during math time. Come on, people. All right, so now look at this one. Triangular prism and its net are shown below. At the top and bottom of the prism are shaded. All lengths are in centimeters. Find the length. So it is on this side, so that's definitely 13. B looks like the hypotenuse, the longest side of our triangle, so that's going to be 17. Okay, person who just raised their hand, feel free to turn on your microphone and ask your question. So, if it says a prism, then yes, they're always the same size. So prism tells you that the bottom and top have to be the same, and that is a great question. So if you see that word prism, everything that are opposite, things that are opposite are the same. So this side is the same as this side, which means this side is 8 and this side is 15, which will help us in just a bit. So when we look at B was 17, C was this side here, which is the same as this side here, so C is 15, and D should be our short side. D should be our 8. All right, now the lateral surface area is all this white area. It's the flat sides, and again they give us a calculator. Well, let's look at these three lengths together. This side is B, this side is D, this side is B, and this side is C because it lines up with C. So let's add up those three and get the length of this long side of this rectangle. So we've got 17 plus 15 plus 8. That's the length of this very long rectangle here, and the height is 13. So we get the lateral area is 520. Now we need to add the top and the bottom. So the top is 60 because that's 8 times 15 divided by 2. So we're going to have to add 60 for the top and 60 for the bottom. So that is 640. All right, go ahead and ask your question again. Or were you just wanting to help? All right, well, I'll be glad to start that again. Now, I think you guys have figured out what the chat is for and when and how to use it. That's Talk to Me. So I'm going to try turning the chat back on. Questions directed to me. All right. Ooh, similar one here. So go ahead and help me out with this one. We want to think of the lengths. Sure, help me out with these lengths. This one is not 4. This one lines up with the long side of the triangle, right? If we folded it up, so A would be 8. No, A is the long side of the triangle. Look at the 3 sides of the triangle. It's 3, 4, and 5. So this one folds along the 5 side of the triangle. The B, that looks like the short side of the triangle, so that's going to be the 3. The D is that middle side, so we've got C and D, so that's our 4. Now the very long, that was D. D was 4. The C is our very long side that is like our rectangular side, which is our 8. Good. So let me just throw those numbers back over here so we can see them in context and help us find our areas. So this side we said was 5, which means this side over here is 5. This side over here was 4 and 4, and then there was a 3 in here and an 8 up here and down here. So this one is 8 by 4, right? So we've got 32 in here. This one is 8 by 3. We're doing the rectangle in the middle. 8 by 3. I'm doing the rectangles first. We'll come back to the triangles. And then this one is 8 by 5. Yeah, you were saying everything right just for the triangle. So we'll come back to that one. All right, so now let's do the triangle. What's the triangle? So we get 6 and 6. So if I want to add all those up, I can say my areas are 6 plus 6, that's my triangles, plus 32 plus 24 plus 40. So my total area is 108 square feet. We are almost done. Same thing. Now we need to find the base, and that's base times height. So notice that it says that right here says the lateral faces are all congruent, which means this triangle is the same as this triangle. So if this side is 6, this side is also 6, and this side is also 6. So my base is 6 times 5.2 divided by 2. All right? Base times height divided by 2. So my base is 15.6. Find the area of one lateral face. Well, that's 6 by 8 divided by 2. So this one triangle is just 24, one of these white triangles. If we wanted to find all 3 white triangles, the lateral area, that'd just be 24, 48, 72. 3 times 24. And then if we want to find the total area, well, we take the base and the lateral area, so we can take our 15.6 plus our 72, and we get 87.6. This one, and I believe, we got this question, and let's see what those last 2 ones are. Talk me through it. Okay, I'm going to use the calculator. It's 288. Seeing as we have 4 rectangles, right? So that means that if we found, and I'm going to say what you just said. So we found the area of this one rectangle, and let's read our situation. We are painting all the sides of this. We're not painting the base. So we have to paint 4 rectangles. That's why we did 4 times our area for our rectangle. And so we know that the area of the rectangles is 1,152. What else do we need to find the area of? Okay. Okay. Small mistake. Remember, base times height divided by 2. Base times height divided by 2. So our area of each triangle is actually 40.5. So we're going to do 40.5 again times 4 because there's 4 triangles. So we had 1152 for the rectangles. Then we had, I already forgot the number and I covered it up, 162 for all the triangles. So then we can say our total area, and remember this is area, is 1,314 square feet. How do we convert that into gallons of paint? All right, so let's do that. Let's divide by 163, and we get 8.06. Now, we're not allowed to buy part of a gallon, so we have to go all the way up to 9 gallons. All right. And 14 and 15 are the same, which I don't like. So I'm going to probably make the test itself 1 question shorter, and because I don't really see the point of having you guys do the same question twice. But we've gone through everything, so the rest of today is the work time for you.